Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. It is Thursday. It is the Three Amigos. It is time to have fun, laugh, and maybe learn a little bit. How you doing, Matt?
Yeah, probably laugh more than learn with me.
It's all right. I can take laugh. Laughter's good.
Exactly.
Laughter's,
At least all that time in the class in the back was worth it.
exactly. That's where you learn the most stuff, is in the back of the bus. That's
Yeah.
exactly where I was. And Dion, how are you?
Howdy. I'm doing great. Ready for round 3.
Awesome, folks. If you don't know what we're doing here, I went to my YouTube analytics and I found the 3 most popular videos that all of you watch on other channels. We are taking their headline and giving you our spin on it. So topic number 3, it says, real estate investors warn. And then I'm going to let each of us give something we are warning. So again, real estate investors warn. We'll go to you first, Matt. What would you warn people of coming up?
Better be doing the work now. It's about to get fun.
Yeah,
that's what I would warn. I would warn, get off your butt and do the work now. Start to watch what a falling market looks like, or at least an adjusting market. It's going, number of transactions is going to be drastically reduced. It should be a whole lot easier in your spreadsheet to track this stuff.
Yeah, slower.
Exactly. And that's the more fun part, right? Is like, I imagine my utopia is not having to have an offer ready as soon as the thing hits the market. Like, our record for submitting an offer when something hit the market is 7 minutes.
Yeah, I don't like you. I can make a decision in 60 seconds.
Yeah, of course.
I don't like to.
No. And the other thing too is for those folks that I remember what it's like to be that new investor. The one thing that you really needed the most of was time. You needed time to digest everything and time to figure everything out. And that's why it's so important that you make this second nature.
Yes.
It's not
got to be a habit.
Yeah. Exactly. It's not sitting there and thinking about what your swing is. It's just going up there, approaching the ball and swinging like you've swung 10,000 other times.
Exactly.
That's where the magic comes in. That's how you get elite, is that everything the game slows down. You start to see everything. You start to see through everything. And you're in a position where you can put a deal together. And the only way that you can get there is by doing deals.
Yeah.
And the only way that you can do deals is if you're actually doing deals. But the only way to do that is if you've actually done the work and you understand the math and everything that you're looking for. So my biggest word of caution is, and the biggest warning is, you better be doing the work now, because in 90 days or 120 days, you're going to be further behind the 8 ball, and there's other people who have already done the work, and you're going to have competition in your market, and you're going to lose to them.
Yeah. That's why step 1 of my course is build your own spreadsheet. I don't think it's important that it's my spreadsheet, although obviously I give it to you. You've got to build yours. It's got to be a daily discipline. It's got to be comfortable. Your spreadsheet at the end of the day should have over 100 line items. Mm-hmm. And you were so right. Do the work, be able to articulate what's going on. Yeah. All right, Dion. Real estate investor warns. What would you warn folks, Dion?
Well, just like Matt said, to pay attention to, an adjusting market. In the last couple of years, speed was your friend. Mm-hmm. Getting that offer in quickly, because as an investor, we see how we would sell a property. Mm-hmm. I want it listed, seen by the most eyes. I want to look at the offers that come in for several days to take them on with the best price that's most likely to close. Like, we're going to process all of that. Mm-hmm. Sellers aren't investors. Yeah. Sometimes the last time they bought a property was 40 years ago. It's now paid off. They can't believe the astronomical numbers their agent is quoting them. And so when you get your offer in first, they accept it. Now you got that sunk cost theory, so to where they don't want to change even if a better offer comes in. So speed was your friend then. Today, it's patience.
Yeah.
I think if I saw a good deal, last year, if I saw a good deal, I'd be making offers and then figuring out if I wanted it once I was under contract.
Agreed.
Now, I'll probably make offers quick on great deals, but I don't know that I would make offers on good deals until we're at the 2-week mark. Mm-hmm. And I know I've got strong negotiation power with it.
It's all about great deals now. That is a mindset I hope everybody picks up. We are only writing great offers.
With what Dion just said, as far as patience goes, I saw a deal, not in my market, but just the town next door. I know the market well enough. I don't invest there, but I know it well enough. Mm-hmm. And something came up with a 2 handle. Mm-hmm. And I just said, I literally looked at it and I was like, that is wrong. It's a way underpriced. So I looked at it, and this person has been in that property for 30 years.
Oh,
And they did a for sale by owner.
oh, there you go.
Like, that's somebody that if that were really my market and I really cared, I would literally just walk up to them with a cashier's check.
Done. Yeah.
And just say, here's a $15,000 or $20,000 deposit. Here's a P&S. Let's fill it out together. And
let's go.
You know, we can close in 14 days if you'd like.
Yeah.
So patience. There's going to be mistakes like that. And that
always
honestly,
are.
That honestly, for somebody in that market, it might not be the deal of a decade, but it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. Oh, look at the puppies. I like puppies. That is awesome.
Is that a beagle or a basset hound, Dion?
They're velociraptors if you listen to them. That's why I keep muting it. Sorry.
I had an English bulldog. I understand.
Yeah. So real estate investor warns, what I would warn people of is the easy money is over.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Again, if you were flipping the last year, again, I told you a year ago, Omar, and I said it's the best time ever.
Mm-hmm.
Not anymore. Airbnb, best time ever. I don't think that's, it's the easy money is over, which actually I'm happy about. The easy money attracts the herd. It attracts, I like discipline. Obviously, it promotes laziness, cutting corners. That time's done. The Fed is now not your friend. Rates are up. It's going to be a slower market. Patience, do the work. The market is coming to investors. It just is. I'm so confident about that. And I've already seen it, right? You guys are in the Facebook group. It seems like every day, at least one person is saying, listed at X. We got it for X minus. Oh my God, he's right. It's coming to us. And it's only going to get better, right? This year is going to be the year for investors. I don't know what happens next year yet, but yeah, FOMO, I think, was well said. Patience, do the work. The easy money is over. And frankly, I am happy about that.
Mike, you had talked about somebody on your channel that Airbnb and their bookings are off about half.
Yes.
Is that Airbnb business for them? Is that kind of B and C class just in a regular neighborhood, or is it any of it like vacation?
No, it's not
any like lakefront.
No, we're not doing Anna Kelly,
Gotcha.
One of 5 mansions on the water. No, this is someone who bought the hype.
Yeah.
Probably overpaid for properties in what I'll call a B class area. So it's nothing special.
Okay.
And again, they started this last year and it worked.
No main draw or attraction. Like, it's not like, 5 minutes from Disneyland or 2 minutes from the ocean or any of that stuff. Okay.
No, it doesn't have the draw. It doesn't have the thing. It's just a B class area in a no-name city somewhere in the US. And again, this is why it always drove me crazy. They stuck their toe in the water and they made money, made a lot of money.
That's bad.
Made a lot of money, not realizing that a year ago when the world was locked down, everybody was traveling just to travel. But now everybody's been pitching Airbnb, and this person stuck their toe in the water. They went from 1 to, I think, 8 in the same area. So now they alone have taken supply up, and plus they've attracted others because they're posting all over social media. Dude, this is going to end so badly for people. And the folks that did it right, and they have a plan B and it can be a monthly rental after, you'll be fine. Yeah. But a lot of you freaking overpaid in the last 6 months. The only model that works is 80% at current rates. And the world's opening up. A lot of people that have money are going to travel the world, not your local state. And we're going to head into a recession when this is all over, and people are going to retreat from even doing that. So the easy money is over is my warning. Do you guys want to go around one more time? Go ahead, Dion.
Yeah, so this was an example I wanted to use in all 3 videos, but I think this is the video that matched the best.
Okay.
As an investor, anytime we're talking to somebody who isn't an investor, they'll say something like, well, what happens if housing prices drop after you buy? So if you bought in 2008 and then 2009, you lost, in the next 2 years, 30% of the value of your property.
Mhm.
That was not good. If you were a flipper,
Mhm.
if you needed to sell,
Mhm.
but if you were a buy and hold, in my area, rents went up. So
Mine
you
too.
did great. So right now, people are thinking about buying, but there's so much content being made about the crash, and they're not quantifying that it's transactions. They're saying, the housing crash is coming. They've destroyed the market with interest rates. So there might be an investor who's thinking, I don't want to buy now because in 6 months, it might be worth 10% less or 20% less. That's true. What if it was? I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care if my current portfolio lost 50% of its value. Wouldn't affect me in any way whatsoever.
Exactly.
In a market where there's a ton of foreclosures, if that was the reason, that means a ton of renters. So my rent
They got
demand
to
would
live
go
somewhere.
up.
Yeah.
They got to move somewhere.
Yeah. My
So-
market went down 75%. My market is the market all these idiot YouTubers are creating.
Yes,
75%. And my rents went up 25% because they got to live somewhere. And oh, by the way, my house rents rent up more than my apartment rents because I own both. Crazy. Yeah.
Something else to add. So
Mhm.
this is something for folks that are evaluating market as well that probably hasn't been talked about a whole lot.
Mhm.
So one of the things that I've done in my markets is I have actually looked at sites like AirDNA to figure out how much supply Airbnb took out of my market.
That's a good call. Yeah.
So in evaluation of that and looking at my different markets, there are 50 to 100 units that have been put into the Airbnb market that as that market softens are going to come out of that market and go back to long-term rental.
Or be sold because they're losing their ass.
Correct. And likely, here's the thing, likely, I don't think that they are sold because I think that I think that the 8% that they're going to pay in realtor fees and transaction and all that other stuff, I think probably hurts them. And if they've owned it for less than 2 years, then they're going to have tax that they're going to have to pay on top of that, which is going to be a much more aggressive tax. It's not just cap gains, especially since it's an investment property. If it's less than a year, it's still going to be considered, kind of the flipper tax code.
Yeah.
So I look at it and say, I just want to be prepared. How many more units are going to come into my market because they're being converted from Airbnb or VRBO to long-term rental? So something everybody should take a look at.
That's very, very, it's AirDNA, right?
Yeah, AirDNA is good. You can also just look on the Airbnb and in VRBO sites. What I like about AirDNA is they do a pretty good job of then projecting that something's going to be a good market. So I think a lot of people will look at AirDNA and they'll say, well, it's still saying that this is going to be a good Airbnb market. So I think I'll still buy here, or I think I'll still hold it as such. But that is, again, that's something to look at. And nursing contracts in the summertime in New Hampshire, not that big of a deal because it's actually nice here. But once you hit September or their contract starts to go into September, October, November, nobody wants to be here. And so you'll see their rates go way up. You'll also see potentially Airbnb prices go way up depending on supply. Right. But yeah, just another facet that you can add to the game to really understand, is there going to be supply coming on your market that's going to have to convert from Airbnb?
Yeah. So the last thing I will warn is just this. This one's mainly for homeowner buyers, first-time homeowners. That what I would tell you is your experience last year or the last 18 months is very abnormal. Yeah. If you are still carrying that, I've got to pay 50K over, waive conditions, all that stuff, flush it down the toilet. It is now garbage. Just like I'm excited about the market moving to investors. If you're an owner and you're coming, fear of missing out's the same deal, right? I would tell all the homeowners, start writing under asking. I would tell everybody to do that. Now, if it's your house on your block because your mom lives down the street, you're kind of trapped because there's only one, right? So maybe you got to pay up for that unique thing, but as long as it's not a must-have that house,
that's right,
the power's coming to you too. So if you have an agent that still wants to do the 50K over because you have to stuff, get a new agent. The market is different. So the Fed broke housing. It's broken for all of us. We really don't know how all the dominoes are going to fall. The next 2 years are going to be very interesting. I would not want to be a mortgage broker or a real estate agent dependent on commission only. I think it's going to be tough. The housing market is broken. we will see between 25 and 50% less transactions, peak to trough. That much I'm confident about. Matt, how can people find you?
Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube and Instagram, and my live streams 11:30 a.m. Eastern time on Sundays.
And yourself, Dion?
Dion Talk Financial Freedom right here on YouTube, and this Saturday, the 14th, at the Northwest Action Summit in Portland, Oregon.
Very cool. Thanks, guys.
Ciao.